Hey, if you click on the star on the top right and then click on index, you can look at every single character in the game and all their abilities and stuff. I went ahead and went through everybody. A few people seem like they're going to be able to carry us to places that other characters just aren't going to be able to do. So let's go ahead and look in some of these characters. Anyone that's ever played games like this knows that whenever you get to the end game and you start getting to the enemies that are very, very hard to take down, most likely you're going to be taking them down by buffing your team and debuffing the enemy. So by speed breaking the enemy, defense breaking the enemy, attack breaking the enemy, and by attack buffing ourselves, defense buffing ourselves, speed buffing ourselves, we essentially just become 4 times more effective in the entire battle, and that's really how you carry yourself. Holy Yolanda has an ability that selects the enemy with the lowest percent of HP, sets all of the enemies to that percent of HP, and then does an area of effect attack. This attack is so strong that they had to set the cooldown of it initially in the battle whenever it first begins. Ricard has this ability that is an area of effect speed down, but it can also be an area of effect defense down. I just realized Tizago has a 100% chance to apply unhealable for 2 turns. He is an easy character to get, and I feel like that's going to be an extremely useful ability to have later on, so go ahead and start working on that. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Heals all team members, revives all allies. One thing I like about Santis is that her attacks against enemies affected by poison have a 50% chance to apply additional poison, so she can kind of be like the ice homunculus in Summoner's War, if you know what that means. This Virgil character looks really good. He seems to have his own combo where he can just go in with an area of effect speed break, and then the next turn, if he is faster than these speed broken enemies, he'll do an area of effect silence. WINDSTREX gives us area of effect speed buff and attack buff. Of course that's necessary. Gangelo is going to be one of those combo characters I was talking about. All enemies take 50% more damage from poison, and he does poison with a lot of attacks. That could be devastating. Helmar is like the poison thing I've been talking about, but for bleeding, does a lot of bleed, and then whatever bleeds are already on the enemy can be multiplied. This is probably one of the best abilities I've ever seen in any game ever. It's an area of effect attack that also grants a bonus turn to every single ally at the start of their turn. Evelyn is pretty easy to get. You start with one, but it's just worth noting that it's a 100% chance for a defense break for 2 turns. Crazed URZAG, look at this, deals 4 strikes of 80% to all enemies. Each strike has a 20% chance to remove 1 positive effect. So if the enemy comes in with a lot of equipments or a lot of buffs, you can just like whop, 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 take them all off. Bruceax standing out because he has an area of effect taunt, and if you played Heroes War counterattack, you know that an area of effect taunt completely just took over that entire game. Orok is another example of area of effect defense break. William is another example of area of effect defense break. Of course, there's a ton of other really good characters, but these are just the ones that stood out to me as like, wow, this could be an amazing game-changing ability. I started a guild. It's called Channel 107. The number is 204. The acronym is 107. You can join it. Go ahead and join the Discord, because other than that, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
I'm about to bait the face.